Welcome back to the Film Don't Lie podcast. I'm your host, Colin King, joined again by Richie and Reed. And today we're going to be looking over the quarterback class yet again. This is part two of the quarterback class overview. We're looking today at Cade Klubnik, Diego Pavia, and Carson Beck. And I'll go ahead and get right into Cade Klubnik's profile. So he's a 6'1 and 7/8 quarterback that weighs 206 pounds. So that puts him in the 41.4 percentile of quarterbacks height-wise, and then weight-wise, he's about 9% there. And then he's got 9 3/8 inches hands and a 30 6/8 inch arms. Puts him about the 37th percentile and 12th percentile for both those respectively. And he's a 22-year-old quarterback, 22.3 years old. He completed 65% of his passes this year, threw for nearly 3,000 yards and 7.5 yards per attempt. He had 16 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions, which is a 2.6 touchdown to turnover ratio. He had a 4.08 passing touchdown rate. He had a 1.53 interception percentage. He had 69 carries on the year for 223 yards, which is 3.23 per carry. He had 4 rushing touchdowns as well as 4 fumbles, so it's a straight up 1-for-1 rushing touchdown to fumble ratio. And then he had 5.79 fumble percentage there. 3,166 total yards, 20 total touchdowns, 10 total turnovers, and 743 snaps. So that was 1.34 turnovers. That's actually not right, but we'll ignore that part. He had a passer efficiency rating of 95.2, average depth of target of 8.4, and a time to throw of 2.71 seconds and an EPA of 65.56. So we'll go ahead and get right into this first play here. He's going to be pressured, and he's going to make a really inaccurate throw. I'm going to be kind of looking here at, I believe it's twins left, the tight end's right, and it's a gun right look here. And it's best to throw towards your twin's side. You'll go ahead and see it pull up right here. So right away, you see this kind of the two on the side there. You got your inline, your tight end. You've got your running back on the right side, your other wide receiver on the right side. Cade's going to get pressure from right here, and he's just not going to step up into it. He's actually going to fade away from the pass. I don't really love it just because of the fact that he's fading away. He doesn't step into his throw. There's not really much open here, so I get that. He had 5 underneath a little bit, but he needs to make a little bit of a better pass there.
All right, a little bit of happy feet there. It was a very good design pressure by LSU. They broke right through the left side B gap. But, yeah, in general, when you are going to be playing in the NFL, again, we talk constantly about the rise of exotic blitzes in the NFL, so he's going to be seeing that. He's going to be seeing that kind of pressure, that kind of quick release pressure where hot guys are getting free off the line of scrimmage. He's got to be able to deal with that quicker. His feet are a little happy. He's not a small quarterback by any stretch of the imagination. So you'd like to see him just stand a little bit taller, maybe one strong slide instead of 4 mini steps. It's not a play that I would condemn him for. If I was an NFL coach, I wouldn't say, hey, this is, a deal breaker for me. But it's something to keep note of. Handling yourself under pressure is one of the most important aspects of playing quarterback, and you would like to see just a bit more consistency in the way he handles those kind of pressures. Hopefully you can find a consistency once you get him in a good coaching staff.
Yeah, I feel like as soon as he felt that pressure, he just got flustered and just like obviously, like you said, took 4 mini steps back. You want to see him either take that one powerful step, like you said, back and get rid of the ball quickly, or just find his relief as soon as he can on that play.
All right, and so moving on to the next one, we've got, as it kind of already showed here, it's going to be a fake to the running back here, and then he's going to roll out. I believe that's by design. It's I don't think that's an RPO. I think this is kind of a designed play action rollout. Yeah. And he's going to deliver on the move here. He's going to just do a good job. He doesn't really, sit down and drive into the throw, but he doesn't need to, nor does he really have the time to. And you're kind of looking here at same as first play. I believe it's a cover one man free. I'll go back here. Let's see. You can see just a nice throw there over the top. Just kind of like an average, throw that's going to be expected of you. Not necessarily something that's going to move you too much. If you're an NFL coach and you're looking for something, or a GM or a scout, but it's something just nice to see on film after a first play that wasn't really great on film, and then he's able to go ahead and make a nice play like that.
Yeah, I would consider that to be something that we expect out of NFL quarterbacks. In the NFL, these 4-strong, 3-strong concepts are really popular. You see Flood, you see Sale all the time. He's going to be working this out under center. You're probably not going to see that same side boot out of gun in the NFL, but it's good to see that he maintains similar pace from the entirety of his time out of the pocket. He's never rushing to get to his spot in the throw, and he's never slowing down too much to deliver the throw. It's always good to maintain that pace because you don't know how some of the nickel or outside defenders are going to play you on that boot. They might play you right off the jump, or they might kind of delay and, either give you the option to run it or 30 relief option. It's nothing that I would say, opens your eyes and go, wow, this guy, he can make some next level throws. But you want to see that consistently because those kind of plays, along with the dagger, as we talked about a lot in the last episode, move drives forward. So exactly what we expected.
Yeah, exactly. And on that type of play, it's just a simple throw, but like it's one that you like to see him make. Like his mechanics look solid on it. Everything looked good to be honest. And that's exactly what we want to see from a guy like Klubnik.
Right, moving on to the next play, we've got a gun look. I believe it's 11 personnel with doubles twins look here. With the two guys on the left side, you've got your tight end on the right side, as well as you got fullback or H-back here, and then your running back behind your quarterback. And then here you're going to get a bit of a pressure on Cade. He's actually going to escape this time for a nice scramble. It's another play action look. There's pressure infiltrating there, and he's able to escape that, come out, makes a nice move, and he's able to get a nice first down there.
Yeah, and you're going to see plays adjacent to this a lot. 21 personnel is seeing a big boost in the NFL. Fullbacks are coming back. A lot of 2-route concepts down the field. And sometimes those don't work. I think coordinators have gotten a lot better at opening up those plays over the middle. But it's nice to see that if those first and second reads aren't open off the bat, we have a quarterback that, hey, he can pull it down and get us 8 or 9 yards. We don't have to live on the strength of our concept. We can lean back a little bit and we can say, hey, our quarterback has that ability to move the chains. And Klubnik's fine. His pace is really good when he's scrambling. He doesn't keep his eyes down when he's moving through the pocket. Eyes are staying up the entire time he's looking. And then only when he's near that line of scrimmage does he tuck that ball in and actually take his yardage on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, if you see from the overhead view, you could see his eyes are downfield the whole play. It seems like downfield, still downfield. And finally, he realizes nothing's open. They even sat back downfield again. Like, he's a passer first, but he's got this great rushing ability that is a threat. It's not top of line, of course, but it's good enough. And that'll play at the NFL level. And you just love to see him keeping his eyes downfield and everything like that.
Yeah, and his ability to run is something that kind of surprised me, honestly. Like, I'd watched him play before and had seen a couple games of him, and sometimes he is able to take off, and other times it seems like he just doesn't have the ability. I haven't tracked the history of his injuries or whatnot, but I would assume that is potentially something that play a factor. And again, like we were saying, keeping the eyes downfield, even right before he makes a move there on number 33, the linebacker, it was really good to just keep his eyes down the field, always be able to be in a spot where you can pass the ball. And here's actually another good rollout here. And he's going to be able to get a nice little scamper for some yardage. But it's just a thing that LSU – go ahead.
My bad. No, you're good. I went in too quickly. No, finish your point. I'm sorry.
I was going to say LSU threw a lot of aggressive looks at him in this game, and you'll see that throughout. They brought a lot of blitzing, a lot of pressure overall. And they just threw some funky formations at him that it didn't look like he was necessarily expecting, but he actually did a pretty good job against them. He didn't have great stats in this game by any means. And obviously Clemson loses this game, as that was part of it. The offensive line, I think, really let him down more than anything. He got hit early and often.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my bad.
No, I can't do it again.
Okay. It just felt like all year, like, there was just something going wrong with this Clemson team. And I don't think it was entirely Cade's fault at all. I just felt like there was just dysfunction in the whole organization. That's just something to take into account too. Like when you're thinking about drafting him, like he was in not the best situation at Clemson. Sorry, Reed, you got it.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, to expand on that, it seems like, and just watching this film abroad, Clemson feels unprepared. They're not really calling. I mean, football kind of plays like a chess game from a coordinator's perspective. And sometimes your opponent just pulls all the right moves to beat your moves. And it could have been an offensive defensive mismatch, but Clemson felt unprepared for this game. And you're going to get that in the NFL as well. I do appreciate on some of these plays you're showing the pocket awareness of Klubnik it can feel iffy at times, but I would say a lot of the pressures that result are a lot of the sacks and the pressure and the poor plays that come from pressures more come from his lack of raw athleticism rather than his awareness. He's very aware of where his eyes are and where they need to be in that in that part of the play. So I think there's something to work with here. I think that Clemson just wasn't really giving him his flowers.
Yeah, another thing as well is they had a converted wide receiver as their running back one this season. Obviously, you lost what, Phil Maffa and Will Shipley of last season. Here's a hospital kind of pass, but it's still caught there. He had Antonio Williams, I believe, for a quarter of the season, and then one of his other top targets for not the entire season. So the team wasn't healthy to begin with. So I feel like just the overall supporting cast wasn't the greatest. So again, just kind of like what you said, take it in a note, and maybe you can jot that down back of your mind and say, hey, this is a guy that we think we already have a better supporting cast than Clemson did for him. We think maybe he can come in and actually contribute for us, or maybe he needs just 1 year or so, almost like a redshirt year, if you will, that, hey, he can come in, develop, and then next year he could be our starter, or maybe he could be a borderline starter even. I think that would be a pretty good spot for him.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the big advantages to playing on a team with such a lackluster running game is the lack of RPO looks. I think the biggest issue with a lot of the quarterbacks we look at is the sheer amount of RPO looks they get. RPOs aren't popular in the NFL. They don't really work due to the differing rules about how far linemen can be down the field before a pass is thrown. So it actually almost works in his favor that the lackluster running game of Clemson gave him some more pure, 3-4 progression pass plays. He didn't look amazing in them. Don't get me wrong. I still would take guys like Fernando Mendoza, Carson Beck possibly over him. But you have probably the cleanest film of any prospect in this draft class right here.
Interesting. I don't hate that. The cleanest, I think. Are you saying ahead of Mendoza?
I would say the film is clean in the aspect of Clemson is running a lot of plays that you will see similar to in the NFL. The film in itself, the quality of how he's playing isn't great, but you're getting probably the most accurate look of how he would function in an NFL-adjacent offense. With the other prospects and their high RPO percentages, we're going to go into that with Carson Beck especially. It makes it hard to say how many throws are these throws even going to translate to the NFL. And with Klubnik, at least we have that.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and move on to the next play. We've got here, he gets pressured again. It's maybe the same kind of deal where he gets pressured, he gets a little antsy, and he's going to airmail this ball. It's going to be an interception. He really should have had 2 interceptions in this game. One of them got called back due to just a penalty, a defensive holding, I believe it was. And just not great stuff on this play you'll see, or that other play. He's going to get pressured, and again, he's just going to airmail this pass, and you'll see a better look from it here with the pressure. So he gets that right tackle that's going to just kind of collapse in there, and that's where the edge comes off and gets near his feet. Doesn't really have anywhere to step up into. I think that's something to especially watch on this replay here. He has to fade away from it, and that's where he overthrows the pass. That's where he goes wrong on this rep, and it leads to an interception.
Yeah, I mean, on that play, that was just a complete letdown from his right tackle there. So, I mean, he did get instant pressure, but, I mean, if he just brings that ball down, then, I mean, you've got yourself a 15-yard gain instead of an interception. Reed.
Yeah, and we talk about the importance of composure at playing the NFL, at playing at the NFL level. This is, what you don't want to think of or what you don't want to see when you're saying how is our quarterback going to function under some tougher looks. Because in the NFL, you got elite edge rushers out there. I mean, you got guys like Myles Garrett who can win in that amount of time. I wouldn't say that, linemen are going to be as errant in not blocking guys, but you'd be surprised. It happens just as much in the NFL as each game gets equally more complex. Um, that's just the problem with happy feet. Happy feet is going to lead to bad balls, and bad balls in tight windows are turnovers. So I think it's something you can coach out of him. But if depending on the team he goes to, that might be a lot longer of a process if he's on a team with a bottom half offensive line. We could still see that come preseason if he's getting playing time by then. So I wouldn't say waving red flag, but not optimal, definitely.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to the fifth play, and I might actually give a bonus play in here that I don't have scripted at the end. But here you're going to see kind of what we're talking about with – I was talking about especially not stepping at a throw, fading away. And he's actually going to be able to do that and piece that all together. He layers a throw here. Let's see how close I can get to it. All right. So he's going to step into the contact and layer. It's not really, I guess it's not layer. There is a little bit of a gap there, but it's a nice throw here while getting hit. And I liked it. He's just stepped right into it. He delivered a nice pass. Again, the big thing for me was just it was on the money, stepping into the hit. That's about all you could really ask for in that situation. And it's something that he didn't necessarily do at the beginning of the game, but as the game went on, he was able to do here. And it just showed me a little bit of just progression from him and, realizing, okay, this is the fourth quarter. I believe they're losing here as well. He's got to make that play. And that's something that I really liked.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 2-minute drill here. And I mean, that's a big time throw. Like, you need to make that play. And for him to be able to step up and take that hit with that time running down, I mean, I think that's just a high level play right there from him. Obviously it's not like a wow throw, but it's like a damn good throw. Like, you're gonna look back on that and say, like, that was great there. But yeah, that's all I got, Reed.
I love the clarity. I love the clarity of his progressions. He has no problem scanning through the field at a pretty damn fast rate. I have to, again, Clemson's offensive line just poor technique from the start. That's, more of a side note than anything. This is an NFL level throw. You got pressure barreling down your face and you have to layer a ball, 15, 20 yards down the field in a big moment like this. That's an NFL situation. This is something that if you're a scout, it may not pop to you in like the mechanics or the arc of the throw, but the situational awareness of Klubnik and the understanding of where he needs to put the ball and where his primary progressions need to go, especially with how aggressive LSU's been, it's a good thing. You want to see this is something that if you're drafting him, you want to tack him in for. So I love it.
Yeah, and I want to quickly go back to this just to highlight the left guard here. Let's just watch this play from the beginning. Left guard's initially going to help with the left tackle here. I believe it's Blake Miller. He's going to help and he's going to immediately leave when he can see a man bearing down. I think it's just really bad from the left guard. And again, just talking more about the offensive line issues that they had all season, you're going to see there's already a man coming. I don't understand why he's leaving the assignment here off the left tackle, but luckily Cade's able to overcome that in this play and make a good pass. But it's just a little bit of an interesting thing there from the left guard. I will go ahead and pull up an extra play, and I kind of want to see, Richie or Reed, if you guys just kind of want to look over this and tell me what you see. I don't have this scripted. I wrote this down as I believe a good play. I actually didn't write good or bad, so I guess we'll see at the same time.
Definitely a good play, I'd say.
Solid.
Yeah, just first take, yeah.
On first read, we'll just go through the back angle here. Solid pocket awareness. Not the best throwing mechanics on the run, but like pass is completed. It's positive yardage. So I'm not going to
get the job done.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly like it because I mean we do see his eyes like remain on that one receiver there for a minute, I believe. I want to look at it from here, but like obviously still, yeah, he's able to just escape the pocket, facing pressure, and just find his relief. You like to see that.
Great high awareness play great heads up play from the running back as well. Noticing that pressure is flowing right. I'm not going to be able to get enough depth to play that edge, so I might as well leak out, make myself an available receiver, especially when backers already drop, and there's going to be a huge gap between the pressure coming in and where the backers are. It's late in the play, so they're not going to be 4 or 5 yards upfield. So that was a great play by the back there.
All right, and we'll go ahead and move on to
We're doing
do you
Carson
want
Beck.
me to
Yes.
pull it up, or
I
to
do
pull
you
up
guys pull it
Pavia,
up.
or
It's fine. I got I think Colin has the timestamps, but
Colin.
I mean not Colin, Richie. Good Lord. I am off key. Sorry, Richie has the timestamps.
All right, Colin and Reed, overall, where do you guys see Klubnik going, and like what is your overall projection on him?
Reed, you can take this first if you want.
Oh yeah, sure. I could see Cade Klubnik going as a very early day 4 pick or a late day 3 pick. I think with this quarterbacking class and just how below average it may seem, to be brutally honest, I think a lot of it's going to come down to how teams perceive quarterbacks, and due to the sheer amount of, I think, good tape where teams are like, wow, we got a lot of looks out of Klubnik that we may actually use when he's playing in the NFL. I think teams are willing to take a risk. I'm going to have him as like a late 3rd round pick.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Colin?
thinking the same thing. Whether it's going to be an early 4th, mid 4th, or a late 3rd, I think a team will take a flyer on him in the late 3rd. I think he's shown some tape that, hey, maybe you think that there is a chance for him to develop into a pretty solid player, or a nice contributor at least, maybe even just a bridge quarterback, right? I think he is more than a bridge quarterback. However, I think he really does have the potential to become someone in the league. Maybe that's not necessarily an all-pro caliber player. The tape doesn't suggest that. I wouldn't say that the tape really suggests that for anybody in this class other than Mendoza. But yeah, I think he could be a pretty quality piece, or quality player, I guess. Never going to be an MVP or an all-pro, I don't think, but he could just be pretty solid.
Yeah, with Klubnik, I'm a little lower on you guys, on him than you guys. I think like late 4, like early 5, right around the 5th round. Like I just don't see the ceiling on him too much. I just don't think he projects well. He doesn't have like overall like any like certain tools I feel like you can work with. I think like guys like Aller, who we already mentioned, like he's got stuff you can work with. So I mean, I'd have him like right around there, to be honest.
All right. Let's go on to our next prospect. We have Carson Beck. I think he is probably the most interesting, one of the most interesting, because a lot of people have him in the sub 3rd round, low 3rd round category. Mechanics, accuracy, awareness checks out for most part, but Miami's playbook was very, very college football-esque. Not a lot of looks that I would say are NFL looks. So it's just a little bit of a tough case for me.
All right, will we play the first good play for him?
Yeah, this is 2019, right? Awesome. Yeah, this is a under center look. We don't see that a lot in college football. It's going to be a play action look. I think his footwork here is really good. I believe he finds a. Yeah,
it's on a dig, I believe.
Yeah, he finds a dig here.
In breaking route.
I love the way he climbs the pocket, and he makes a really, really accurate throw in tight coverage. It's not the dagger that we see a lot in the NFL, but it's very similar to it, where we want to get space in that left seam pocket almost, 15, 18 yards down the field. He swims really well. They fall for the play action, and the mechanics aren't perfect, but he's got the size to where the mechanics don't have to be perfect to deliver a good ball with good speed on it. So I like this play personally a lot.
Yeah, I'll go here. I love this play from him. Like you said, like there's not a lot of NFL type concepts that they ran there at Miami, and I mean this is just one that he executes really well. Like you said, I like how he climbs up in the pocket and just fires the ball in the money. Colin?
Yeah, I don't really have much to add, but I do like how he climbed up again, how you're saying. I mean, that was pretty dang good coverage. I don't know if you can really play it much better than that. The
No.
initial bite on the play action, that's about it. Yeah, it was a tight little spot to fit it in there, and he did it. So good on him there.
And one more note. This is a dagger sail look, essentially. It's a dagger look, but we're getting a sail from the slot. Green Bay runs that a lot, and Green Bay's missing a backup quarterback. So not to say anything, but that's a look that they run a lot, and that's a look he looks very comfortable in. So I'm just gonna put that in everyone's ear who's listening.
That's a good shout. I love that. I think he'd fit well there, to be real. All right, 38-15. His second play here.
So yeah, this is a very interesting look. It pretty much plays like a rail screen almost. You get a ton of traffic action on the left side. Ohio State's running man coverage. It is a blitz, and it's a perfect play call. But better on Carson Beck is the ball. Puts it right on the outside shoulder of the back. This whoever's covering the back does a phenomenal job working his way through the traffic and getting to that rail route, because this is a very dangerous play, especially given the coverage that Ohio State was preset in. But he has no time getting to where he needs to be and anticipating a really good ball on the outside. That's just a high-level throw right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
No, you got
it. Arvo Reese actually does a pretty good job, like you're saying, getting to the traffic. You're going to see Malachi Toney. He kind of chips there on that guy on the outside, and then he's almost grabbed straight up by that corner. I think it's Ibnos in there. So you're going – these are a bunch of draft prospects eventually, obviously, for Malachi Toney, but it's not a bad job. Obviously, Reese is able to limit the play from anything bigger than what it was, but it's just a good read from Beck immediately there and a good play design, but just getting that ball out quickly to the back there.
Yeah, like Reed said, I really like the placement on this ball. And, I mean, on a 3rd and 3, like, you have to convert this if you want to keep this drive going. I mean, not asked to do much at all, but he does what he's asked, and, I mean, I think it was a great play. To the expected?
The expected, yes. It should be 5, right?
Yeah, 507, same thing.
507, yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about this. It's a solid play. Let's roll over first here. Oh, yeah, I love this call. He's really good at finding these, like, 12 to 15 dig routes, and he's really good at throwing against crashing defenders as well. Mechanically, there's nothing to, like, take away here. He gets the ball out pretty quickly, pretty much right on the break of his wideout. Something you're going to see in the NFL again. This is where they want to attack. He's very comfortable attacking there, which is why I think he's going to be, like, a quick insert for any team that drafts him. I think if a quarterback, God forbid, gets hurt on a team he's drafted to, I would not be surprised if he's getting playtime over whatever, tenured backup they have on that team. He is very comfortable making these throws pretty consistently. So you can run your offense around that if you have a solid running game.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this is an expected throw. I mean, nothing crazy here at all. It's a 3-step drop, and he finds, was it CJ Daniels, right?
Yeah, CJ Daniels.
Yeah. And, I mean, honestly, like you're saying, I wouldn't hate if he went to Kansas City and started, 7 games. I mean, I think he could start over Fields as a rookie, potentially. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. But, yeah, Colin, what do you got?
I was just thinking about where I would kind of place him. And, you think of teams that kind of need a quarterback right now. The Steelers, I think I saw something apparently being all in on Will Howard. I don't know if that was actually accurate or not. The Chiefs, like you said, they traded for Fields. There's a couple of teams that, maybe could use him even as just like a bridge guy, but I don't think – who does Arizona have now?
Just Brissett.
Brissett, yeah.
Brissett.
Yeah, I mean –
it's a rough situation. Yeah.
Yeah. That could be a spot for him, maybe. You've got at least someone. Marvin Harrison Jr. obviously hasn't lived up to the hype so far, but is going to be a pretty decent wide receiver, especially your first receiver to have as a rookie. Yeah. That would be pretty good. And then Trey McBride, of course, too. So, I don't know. I think those options aren't bad. I don't really know where I'd place him round-wise. I think we'll kind of get in that in a little bit, but. Yeah, I think the film kind of speaks for itself, but in other games that we watch of Carson Beck, especially that Notre Dame game, he seemed pretty arrogant throwing into coverages. I don't know if you necessarily see it in this game if he's going to do that here, but it just seemed like he didn't look at the top safety, the high safety, when the safety would come over and would be in his throwing vision, like his view, he would just throw it anyway, and he didn't care. There was one play that C.J. Daniels made a one-handed grab that completely bailed him out from what would have been an interception. He was completely arrogant on that pass, and 9 times, pretty much, if you will, 10 times out of 10, that is picked. But C.J. Daniels makes a fantastic grab. So that's kind of what I was looking for here. I don't know what bad plays you have scripted up, but I'll be looking forward to those.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a pretty good game from Beck, so the points you brought up are completely valid. Beck definitely does feel like sometimes a two-read quarterback. He plays really well in structure, and the NFL is becoming a league out of structure. We're seeing offenses like the Niners and the Dolphins kind of die out on their two-route structure. It's almost better to have plays that are more open. You can look at the Rams. They have a lot of four-route concepts. They really want their quarterback staying back and reading the entirety of the field because defenses are just so complex now. They bring up they're really throwing problems at the offenses. This is not a pick, but this is a show of Carson Beck's one of his other flaws, and that's his lack of arm strength. He's going to try to zip a quick speed out here, and his feet are set. There isn't any pressure. He gets plenty of time to posture himself. It's just not a good ball. And it feels nitpicky here, but those windows aren't going to be as open in the NFL. If an NFL corner is running man coverage and that kind of speed out, they will undercut it. Best case scenario, that's incomplete or an incompletion. Worst case scenario, that's a pick six. So that raises concerns for me.
He didn't really step into it, I don't think. He kind of took almost a half step into it, if you will. And again, the mechanics with him aren't perfect. It's weird timing. He kind of throws it maybe a half second late as well from that break. But still, it's a ball that Malachi Tony has to wait on. You'll see him here. The ball is being thrown on the break, but he's got to wait for that. Otherwise, he can turn upfield and maybe get a 40-yard gain. But instead, you're talking about him just barely getting past the 30, or I think he gets past 30.
It's like completion like 6 yards.
Yeah. So it's an interesting play for sure.
No,
I don't think it's nitpicking either.
No, yeah, just like you're saying though, like if he throws this ball like to his outside shoulder, like you guys are saying, like it's a huge gain. I think the placement is just bad. Like the timing's good, and like if the ball gets there either quicker or it's just better placed on the outside. I mean, you've got yourself like a massive
significant gain, yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
And I mean, like he gets it out on time, but yeah, just like you guys were saying, it's bad place, not enough arm strength, and yeah.
And he's going to be really interesting in the NFL. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
I'm all off time. Yeah, and this is a kind of throw you're going to be seeing a lot in the NFL. If it's 3rd and 4, what is your coordinator doing? He's throwing to the quick outside. So he's got to be able to make that throw. That's a throw we don't really talk about that much. But if you go to any 3rd and medium in the NFL, it's probably going to go to the quick outside because the defense shows man about 80% of the time on those plays.
Right. And just to go back again to the Notre Dame game, there was a play where their top corner, Leonard Moore, gets hurt. They go right after. So Leonard Moore was covering Malachi Tony for a bit in that game. He gets hurt out of the game, and then I forget who they brought on, but they targeted him right away. It should have been a much easier touchdown to Malachi Tony on that play than it was, but it was underthrown so bad that Malachi Tony had to come back probably a good 3 or 4 yards just to catch it, and was still able to score because he's Malachi Tony. But it's something that I question, and you usually don't see. I feel like the arm strength show up in short passes like that. And that's a little bit concerning to see it pop up there. I understand that it's if you'll go back really quick, Richie, I don't remember the exact spot he was in the middle of the field or whatever. It is from about one hash, but not even to the full numbers. So it's something that I can't even say, okay, it's from one hash all the way to the numbers. And okay, that's a tough throw to make. That's a lot of arm strength, whatever. It's not even that. It's just to almost, I guess, to almost the numbers. And he's not even fully at the hash. So it's a little bit concerning for me, I think. You see it come up time and time again. It's a popular theme throughout his film. And that's, I think, one, calling card if you're going to look around and be like, hey, if we need a quarterback to come in right away, if we're in a really bad situation where the Cardinals were, whoever, I think you would look more towards Cade, or you look more towards somebody else, just because of the fact that he doesn't have the arm strength and he's not going to have the ceiling that some of these other guys might have.
Yeah, that was a good point.
Yeah, exactly. I just think you know what you're getting with Carson Beck. Like, he's just average. It feels like just a lot of things. And Colin, I'll add in the film because I know exactly what you're talking about. I'll add in the film after. So
We'll do that in post. We'll have a little post note right there.
Yeah,
We'll,
just to add for clarification, but we'll go into the last bad play here, right?
Yeah, good pull, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, it was, I think, might have been the exact next play.
Yeah.
Which we can also talk about how Carson Beck typically, his bad decisions come in chains. Notice that when he makes one, you could expect 2 or 3 more to come, which not only kills drives, but it kills your momentum. All right, this play. Carson Beck's eyes are good. His feet are horrible, though, and he does not know where he is in the pocket at this play. He walks right into the defense. Yeah, pocket awareness is a really important thing in the NFL. You can extend a play by another 2 seconds. That can be a gain of another 20 yards. And his pocket awareness leaves a lot to be desired. He panics. He's got open options. He had Tony immediately. He can just step right through into this pass the second that center starts to fall into his lap. But he doesn't. He's not the kind of athlete. I hope he knows he's not the kind of athlete who's going to swim out of that and scramble for 8 yards. You talked about the confidence, Colin, and I do think that kind of shows, or more the arrogance rather than confidence, to try to make something when you have something. He really does try to go for bigger plays than sometimes they need, and it costs him a sack.
Yeah, I mean, Malachi Tony's wide open there for a couple seconds, and he just doesn't throw the ball.
100%.
He's trying to step up and try to find something else that's more down the field. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It just really doesn't make sense. You'll go back really quickly to the other view. I just want to see the rest of the field here, because I don't know why he would be stepping up in this situation. Why he feels the need to make a bigger play than just dump this ball down, because there's nothing else open. There's nothing open.
Just get ahead of the chains. Exactly. Just put yourself in like 2nd and 5. That's a great situation to be in the NFL. Better than 2nd and 13.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're going for a little shot play here. I think that's why Beck pumps right here. He pumps, boom, out and up. But it's just read and played
good
well
call.
here.
Yeah, good pickup right there, yeah.
Yeah, by the field corner. But, I mean, his eyes come back down. They snap down to Malachi right here. And he just decides to try and climb the pocket. And, I mean, he had a window.
Even the running back, too.
So something is there, but nothing's there in his perspective of where he needs to be. Something's definitely there, but
you also see a comeback on that outside or on the 20-yard line. That was open for a second if he's looking that way. You'll kind of see this. I know the outside guy drops there. I believe that's Downs, the safety, but he comes back up right once the tight end kind of sits down there. So that ball was also open. But again, it's just you don't have to force the issue here. It's a 1st and 10. You just take what's given to you and you move on. A play like that could kill your drive, like we talked about in the last episode a lot of just killing drives. With I believe it was Aller, and
that was the drive killer himself.
It's ugly.
Yeah, no, it's an ugly thing to see, especially when you can avoid it. So
one thing you do.
I'm sorry. Like oh my God, I'm so.
No, you're good. Dude. One thing you do like to see though is instead of this being 7 to 8 yard sack, if he rolls back, he does like step up and tries to get as just many yards as he can when, I mean, everyone's bearing down on him. So I mean, it's just one thing like just worth noting. Like he does, just like try and like oh my God, I don't know what the word is. Just like
hero ball.
Yeah.
He tries to play a little bit of hero ball, and he's not the athlete who can play hero ball.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that kind of wraps up our segment on Carson Beck. I did the scouting, so I probably can give what I think about his sitting in the draft. I think with Carson Beck, it's all about your team situation. I could see him going in the mid-second round if you're a team like Arizona, Kansas City, Green Bay, and you really want to have a secure option at backup, or you want to have another guy fill in and be there immediately if you're having a quarterback battle. But I could also see him going later if teams don't feel that the draft is somewhere they need to address that kind of issue. So right now I'm going to have him hovering around a high third to a mid third. I really see him rolling pretty much in the third round specifically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Colin, you can go next.
I'll be honest. I think he's further down the board than that. I really can't get over the arrogance with him sometimes. The trying to make plays bigger than what he should be taking. Obviously, that's a bit just kind of taking what I'm seeing in the five clubs here. But even in the Notre Dame game, I think it was the Alabama game. I don't remember, but one of the other games as well. He would throw. Oh yeah, not the Alabama game. I forget who it was. Maybe it was the Louisville game.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
He would just take some really unnecessary shots he didn't need to, and it would often end up in a turnover worthy pass or something that should have been picked or something that was picked that just there was no point in throwing the ball. So I'd say a fourth is probably about my grade on him. I don't really know if it'll be a low or a high fourth rounder. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sold on Carson Beck, but at the same time, I know that he's going to come in and that's about his peak. He's not going to have much potential. So with other guys, that's why I'm a little higher. I know I buy into potential a little bit more than maybe the next guy does. But again, if you're in a bad system, if you've got a bad QB room, you're probably not going to be great this year, but you want a bridge quarterback. Maybe you can see what you get out of him until next year. Hey, take a flyer on Beck. There you go. And then Richie, if you want to pull up that play from the Notre Dame game, it's right at the beginning of the second quarter. I believe 14:07. I just checked.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna put it on screen.
Quick pull up. There you go.
In
14:07 off rip.
But
I just saw it on ESPN. I pulled it up and had the timestamp and everything.
Fought it like the damn eagle. Hell yeah.
Wait, what game?
All right, we'll roll into. I guess we can just roll into our last prospect then. Is that? I think we're going at a good pace. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hold on, I want us to talk about Beck as well a little bit.
Oh no problem. I don't. Yeah, if we're
play.
doing fine.
It's it's against Notre Dame.
What, week 1?
Yeah, week 1.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of the second quarter. See where we're at there. That's still the first.
Might have been late first. Yeah.
Our film was different though. Colin.
Let's see. What do you mean?
Is it? Oh no, it's not.
Okay, yeah, this is the play. This is the play he gets hurt. Okay. So you're gonna see right here he's down at the end of the play. He goes down. And this is another shot play from Beck. One of the things I'm talking about, there's Leonard Moore on the slot? Okay, here we go. So you're gonna see wide open, and he has got to come way back to catch the ball, and he's still to come in and score. But I just want to see the back angle of that throw if we can, because that is just an awfully underthrown ball. Yeah, I guess we'll just let the tape do the talking here. I get he's on the move. He is fading away. So maybe that is a little bit more nitpicked. I guess I didn't remember the rollout there. But this is something that happened multiple times throughout the game. I don't know where that C.J. Daniels – I think C.J. Daniels' catch was at the beginning of the game as well. If you want to maybe roll back to that too after this. Just to kind of – it'll highlight the arrogance that I've been talking about a lot.
Yeah.
It's an arrogant ball. I'll give you that 100%. That is – I don't know. I mean, you're seeing some signs of Tua ball right there with the very kind of half-assed mechanics into a floater of a pass. Windows are a bit tighter in the NFL. That's certainly something for concern.
Let me see if I can pull this up real quick on ESPN.
Yeah, it's cool. Now we're doing really well, I think, on time. So.
Let me see. Okay, the touchdown was the very, very end of the second quarter.
So you got a bit to work there. Well, you guys just want to cut this part, obviously, from
we'll cut this part.
Yeah.
I think it's this next play.
Cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a really nice route here.
Sorry. All right, 3, 2, 1.
So what you'll see from C.J. Daniels is a really, really nice route. It's just a little design play. It's a design play, obviously, But this ball is well overthrown, and this should be picked off by the safety almost every single time. But he's caught watching the ball and not where the wide receiver is. He's not playing the wide receiver whatsoever. The cornerback gets absolutely routed and fried on this play. It's not great stuff from the defense. It's also not great stuff from Beck, though. You'll see the safeties moving over when he throws that pass, and he is completely bailed out by C.J. Daniels. He's also under pressure. Why are you making that throw? It really speaks to the arrogance that I've been talking about. There's no point. I understand it's the end of the half here, but there is no point at all in throwing this pass. He's extremely lucky that's caught.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to say one thing. Like, yes, this is like a ridiculous decision, but then again, at the same time, I mean, this is a ridiculous throw. Like, he's fading away off one leg, and like that's like close. Like, I mean, obviously the decision's bad, but like that was also a ridiculous throw and even better catch. I mean, if the safety were to just make a play on the ball, not the player, like if you were, because I feel like he was just going to like get under the ball and intercept it, not like go up and make a play. I mean, this would be a different story, but I do think it was a good throw, but a bad decision.
Yeah, and I think this play fully shows why it's so damn hard to scout quarterbacks, because I think this decision is made more so in the context of how good Miami's receiving core is, and Carson Beck saying, hey, I'm going to trust one of my top guys and make a very ballsy throw. Does he make that same decision when he's playing on one of the worst teams in the NFL? It's hard to tell. He's only played on good college football teams. I think the arrogance is definitely something worth noting, but at the same time, I think the context of the situation plays a lot into it too. I mean, you don't really see plays like this in the NFL for a load of reasons. I just think in general, Carson Beck, whatever team he's going to, it's got to be a team that's very structured offensively. He is at his best when his offense is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. He's just executing on that. This is a great throw. Well, I wouldn't know if I'd call it a great throw. It was a lucky one. But yeah, it's just hard to pull a lot away from these plays because it's such a vastly different situations that you will see him in the NFL than in situations like this, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And I would like to just give my overall thoughts on him. I think Beck is going to be like a late to like early fourth round guy, like right around that range, like pick 120-ish. I just think his floor is just not high at all. You know what you're getting with him, like I said. And I think if he goes to a team, like Colin said, like a bridge QB, that would make sense to me. Or just get drafted as a backup somewhere. I really don't expect him to be a team's like quarterback that they're building around for the future. I just don't think that that's Carson Beck at all. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
On to Diego Pavia. All right, so we're on to our final player here. It is Mr. Diego Pavia. I've got 6 plays on here. One is a drop interception, and I watched 3 of the games for Pavia, and in none of those games did he pass for over 200 yards. Actually, his stats for those games were pretty terrible. If I pull them up right here. So in a win against Vandy, he was 10 for 19, 129 passing yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick.
A win against who?
Against Mizzou, sorry.
No, you're good.
It's all good.
He had 8 carries, 20 yards, and 1 touchdown. So at least there was a touchdown there. Against Alabama, they lost 30-14. He was 21 to 35, 198 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 12 carries for 58 yards. That's the game I'm overlooking in a second. And then lastly, the game against South Carolina, they won in a blowout. He went 18 to 25, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 11 carries for 24 yards. So pretty unremarkable stats there. The antics off the field don't help his really, really small stature. In fact, 5'9" and 7/8 puts him at the 0.2 percentile of quarterbacks over the last 20 years entering the NFL draft. He's at 198 pounds. He's got 9 5/8 hands. That is actually, by percentile-wise, that is the biggest metric for him. We had 53%. And his arms at 28 5/8, That is actually the 0th percentile. So even worse than his height. Some pretty bad stuff there. The stats, also, well, his age too. That's another thing. He's nearly 24 years old. So he will be what if you draft him, I guess early. What if it's a standard 4-year, let's say, contract? I don't remember exactly how the contract is structured for later draft picks, but let's just say for just for the fun of it, it's a 4-year deal on his contract, whatever. He's going to be 28 by the time that first deal's up, and then if you got obviously nobody's spent a first on him, hopefully, so there shouldn't be a 5th year, right? Yeah, that's a little scary for me. And looking at his stats as a whole, he went 267 for 378 passing, which is a 70.63% completion percentage, which is great. Him and Mendoza were really high up there this season. He threw for over 3,500 yards at 3,539, which is 9.36 yards per attempt. He had 29 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions, a 3.625 touchdown interception ratio. He was very prevalent in passing touchdowns, 7.67% on passing touchdowns. Of his plays were 7.67 of percentage of his plays were passing touchdowns of his attempts, and 2.11 interception ratio. He had 152 carries for 983 yards, a 6.46 yards per carry number. He had 10 rushing touchdowns, only 3 fumbles. So in total, he had 4,522 total yards, 39 total touchdowns, 11 turnovers, and he played 776 snaps this year. He had a passer efficiency rating of 116.71, which is quite good. An average of target at 9.8, which is a little bit surprising considering his size, but you'll see in the clips he has to back up really far to actually be able to throw the ball down the field. He had 2.87 seconds time to throw, and he had the highest EPA out of any quarterback I've charted this year, which is a little bit surprising, with 130.45, which is, I believe, 15 spots above Fernando Mendoza. So a little bit shocking there. He had the highest EPA per dropback as well. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get into this at the 219 mark. This is a QB draw from the Vandy 23-ish to about the Bama 40. It was a good play design. I have that written down here. I'll go ahead and pull up the film. Just a pretty good play design. And Pavia is able to, he can pass, there's a little bubble screen there, or he can just take off and run. We'll go ahead and put it in full screen here. He's just going to be able to take off, and you can see here he's one of the better or more mobile quarterbacks in this draft, outside of guys like Cole Payton and like Kyron Drones, and some other guys like that. Obviously, Taylon Green at the next level is probably going to be a little bit more mobile than Diego Pavia, considering Pavia's knees will probably give out by a second contract. Anyway, but on this play, I guess just kind of see what you guys are seeing, maybe scheme-wise. I think it's a very nice play design. It's very well blocked as well. The safety looks like he's kind of running in quicksand there.
Yeah, I'll nerd out a little bit. I believe, let me just see this one more time. I think this is a back escape quarterback counter. Yeah. It's supposed to fake a swing route to the outside, then quarterback just follows, typical counter discipline. I'll be honest. Diego Pavia is a gadget guy. I'm not gonna say where I put him in the draft until the end, but this is probably where Diego Pavia is gonna get his use in the NFL. This is a Taysom Hill. It's not as big as Taysom Hill, but you can put him at the quarterback spot on like 3rd and 1 or something, and run some QB direct runs. You can use the QB direct runs as a way to like pull defenders away, and you have him throw a screen pass because he can do that. But to be honest, yeah, this is probably what his usage is going to look like in the NFL. For how long, Colin? Like you said, probably not for long, but he can do it.
Yeah, I think he could be a guy that just sticks around as someone's backup for years and years and years. There's just nothing great about him. I mean, obviously, like he is a good runner, but like throwing the ball, like you can't build your offense around him whatsoever. I think he'll be a really good college quarterback. Just don't think they'll translate at the NFL level. And I think a quarterback similar to Pavia with the usage you're talking about, Reed, would be Haynes King. I think he can come in and on like power read, on third down as your backup quarterback. I think. I just don't think Pavia will translate to the next level, though, as many others agree. But, yeah, you can get in the second play here.
Actually, a decent spot there in that pass. It wasn't even my design play to look at. But we'll go ahead and move on to the second one here. I think really the biggest thing you're talking about is the size for him. He's just such a short player. And if you're checking in at 5'9", I mean, you're smaller than what Kyler Murray's checking in at what, 6? No, he's not 6 foot, but
No, he's like 5'10".
He's 5'10", and even him, like he had his complete struggles. Here you're going to see a little double. True, and Pavia not really. You also see sometimes when I don't know if I necessarily have a play here in this film, but like I kind of mentioned earlier, Pavia will back up more than usual. He won't be able to just drop back 3 steps and then throw. He has to drop back about 5. Maybe 6, maybe 7, maybe 8, just to be able to throw down the field and actually see his target. Anyway, here's a double pump fake from Pavia, and he's able to step up in the pocket, and he delivers a pretty decent throw. You got the man on the left. You got three guys trips on the right side there. A little motion, a pre-snap. Pump once, pump twice, step up. You got the D tackle in the air. This isn't something that I necessarily am going to write home about and say, okay, this is a fantastic play. Like, I absolutely love everything about this, but it's a nice play to say the least. Looks guys off both times. He's going to get through. He does process actually. I was going to say he doesn't really process, but he looks the outside first, comes back inside, pump fake both of those, and then comes back to the middle.
Yeah, I like how he's able to move defenders on this play. I mean, like with his threat to run and obviously pump faking, like he draws those 3 linebackers in and it just finds 5 wide open. I think that's a pretty good play from him.
Solid play. I don't have too much to say about it. He can manipulate defenders with his legs. It's what we expect out of quarterbacks who are more mobile. His pocket movement's fine. I don't know if those pump fakes are going to fool NFL linebackers, so I'll be completely honest.
Hey, but it's Alabama.
I'm sorry, that's kind of mean. Yeah, Alabama. Well, I don't know. I think the 2017 Cleveland Browns probably mopped the floor with Alabama, just a different level. So I don't know. I mean, hey, he can make solid plays. I'm hating.
You're hating on Justin Jefferson and Deontay Lawson right now? What? No way.
How could you?
Justin Jefferson here, number 10, by the way.
Not to be confused with the other one. Of course not.
Yeah, of course not. I'll go ahead and move on to the next play. I believe I actually scripted this play wrong, so we can correct this kind of as we go. I wrote down an RPO action strike down the field. So this is probably going to be a play action because it is. It's a nice ball. Yeah, I scripted it wrong, so don't come for me on that. But it's a nice play. It's something you just kind of expect. I did not mean to say nice ball, by the way, because this is just a wide open target. It's again more the scheme here, I feel like, than anything. It's just what you're expecting. Hey, maybe he comes in a fake punt and they do something like this, right? Like that's what we're talking about. He's a gadget guy.
You're thinking about NFL situations right now. Maybe it's 4th and 1. You put him at punter, but yeah. I mean, hey, this is a seam rail. Oh, sorry.
If somebody trots out Diego Pavia at punter, geez. I would love to hear the headset.
All right.
I would love to hear the headset or the microphone rather when the defensive coordinator realizes it's Diego Pavia on the field and not the actual punter. Because God, I mean, it would be really easy just to be like the midget's on the field, it's a fake pass, something like that.
Put Dose on the field, everyone get back.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's a seam rail slide con. This was really popular. I think it's somewhat adjacent to that. Quarterback pulls the fake, he's on the move, he has like a 3-level read. Yeah, but it's more of like a arrow instead of a seam. It's a sail, and they just put an extra guy in blocker. I think the ball fake is good. I think he pulls in the fake, and that matters on a team like Vanderbilt. But again, these plays kind of died out like 2 or 3 years ago. So this is just gonna be tough for him. His play style might have worked in like the 2020s when everything was getting smaller, but now we're seeing the opposite where like teams want to get bigger, they want to run heavier personnels, and these kind of like fleeting. It's like half RPO, half rollout design plays. I don't think they're going to really work, and that just sucks for him, to be honest.
Yeah, I really don't have much on that play. I mean, it's just a simple throw. You got everything with the scheme. I mean, I literally got nothing.
Yeah.
All right, and then here we're going to see the stuff from him. This is a bad play. Already the fourth play for him. It's just a bad read for an interception. You'll see him immediately, I believe, look over here to the left side. He's going to snap back to the right. I don't know where he's ever looking on this play. It's really, really bad. Probably the worst interception I've seen so far at any of the guys that I've looked at. It's just that bad. I'll give you one look again from here. There's too many people in the middle of the field to even attempt to throw this pass. Underneath is wide open here. Obviously, you're not going to throw the left side of the field. You're not going to throw the high right. You can maybe throw underneath here, but obviously there's going to be a guy that's going to come down for that. But that's the most open thing here. I don't understand where Pavia is trying to fit this pass into. Maybe we can get a better look of what he's seeing here, which I don't know. It's almost like his helmet's too big for him or something in this play.
Gosh.
I'm sorry we're dunking on him, but this is a terrible, terrible throw.
Can you go
He's
back
just
to
shocked
that
that
as
he's
well?
playing
How bad it
Justin
is here.
Jefferson. That's all. He's just surprised. He's wowed. He didn't even know what to do.
Holy.
Yeah, it's like hitting I don't even know, like a beehive with a baseball bat. I don't know what other result you expect. You throw into two linebackers. You throw with not a lot of really speed on the ball or in a good posture position. It's going to be a turnover. Yeah, head
Didn't step into the pass at
scratcher.
all.
Yeah, and this
It's
just looks
not
like
a good pass either. It's horrible.
this just looked like simple cover two. And I think he just throws literally just straight at the safety. I mean, it's a bonehead decision. There's not much to comment on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wrote down cover two match here, so they hit the nail on the head.
Give or
with that one.
take, yeah. Good call out. But yeah, I don't like to say red flag that often, but I mean, you could probably get a huge red flag waving around. That is, what are you doing? Levels of incompetency.
Hey, I promise, folks, we're not just dunking on Pavia. If we see a play like
We
this
have a
from
good
someone
one.
else,
We swear, we have a good one.
we will be truthful and honest about our thoughts, as you can hear right now. But we clearly don't think too highly of Pavia. Say that much.
Can't say it. Yeah, I think it's gonna be easy to call where we put him in our draft boards.
Yeah. So here we got another awful interception. This gets brought back due to a flag. I've got this as cover 4 defensively. I've also got that it is a trips left. Yes. You've got a tight end here on the right side. You get your running back on the left side as well. They're going to back out of a blitz. They still bring the safety blitz, but this is just terrible. Again, it is awful. There is a hold here. So maybe, oh, Jesus, that guy just got launched. Okay. You'll watch here again. You're going to see it's actually Justin Jefferson catches this, I believe. So props to him. The Minnesota Vikings, they found the right wide receiver. No, it's not actually him. Never mind.
Okay.
I don't.
Jefferson didn't even catch it. What are we doing?
Justin
Double
wasn't even
cover,
close.
fading away into two linebackers. I mean, it feels like we're punching down here, especially the height thing. But it's horrible. It doesn't matter the coverage. He's double covered. Just throw the ball away sometimes. He has the mobility to get the ball, to get himself out of harm's way to throw the ball away. There's just no reason to do that. End of story.
Yeah, it's just such a bad
decision.
play. He gets bailed. You'll see the grab here, right there from number 12. He's right in front of the referee. There's two referees there, but tell me what is open on this play. Also, the safety gets right past enough as a tackle, which is bewildering. But there's a hold here too. So either one of these can be called. But why are you throwing this pass? Why? I don't ever get that. And it's something you see a lot from Pavia too, just the arrogance. And again, there's that guy getting absolutely launched. Honestly, that right there is more interesting than most of Pavia's film. So we'll go ahead and move on to the final play that I've got, the sixth play. It's another terrible read, and it's an interception that gets dropped at the 25-23 mark
Sorry.
here.
I can't wait for this one.
Let's see. All right, here we go. So I've got that this is a cover 3. We'll see if it's actually right or not, considering I've been wrong a lot. You got trips out to the right side, and then you've got your running back here on the left. You've got your other wide receiver on the left side here. Let's just go ahead and see how bad of a read this one is. Steps up. Oh,
A mile ahead
really
of him, by
good.
the way, of rushing space.
Oh,
About
yeah.
about Noah's no, what is it? The parting of the Red Sea right there and all that space. Hero ball, I guess we can call that hero ball.
It's like what, 3rd and 30 here?
It's
just really far back behind the pocket. It's not even that far back, I don't think. Is it? It might be.
Yeah, it's 3rd.
We'll watch it from the start.
Oh yeah.
All right,
okay.
Here we go.
I mean, yeah, like 3rd and 23, probably somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Alabama's obviously looking. They can give up the underneath. They don't really care here.
Yeah.
They want you to throw down the field, but where is this open? There is nothing open here. And again, even when he throws this ball, I understand what he's trying to do, but do you not see the corner underneath? That is getting intercepted every single time. Actually, except for this time since it's a drop. But every NFL corner, actually that's why they play corner, never mind. Every good NFL corner is intercepting that. So, there's some big concerns for Pavia, especially off the 3 games that I watched. It's a lot of the same stuff. There's some games where he just takes care of the ball to an extent. And then also there was a fumble in this game too that I don't know if actually – I don't remember if it got called back or something, but he just dropped the ball. He just completely dropped the ball on a scramble. So not really much to love here from Pavia.
No, I can't say there is.
Get your guys' thoughts, because look at this absolutely high level throw.
Yeah, no. I mean, like we're just keep on harping on, there's just nothing really great about him. I don't think he will start for an NFL team in his career. Like, just if we're being honest, like truly be the starter. You got really not much to work with. I mean, that was not a bad throw, but obviously still incomplete. But just in general, it's just there's not much with Pavia, and his character is holding him back. Like, I think, like if you look back, like last year, Shador was not a 5th round like talent QB. It's just the off the field stuff. Is the reason why he's picked there, and I think Pavia may go undrafted for that reason this year.
Yeah, really quickly, Reed. Let me jump in here. So it was a good story initially, him coming from New Mexico State, going to Vandy, and then they knock off Alabama. Everybody was fine with him talking all that smack because they knocked off Bama. It's Vandy, who's a terrible team, right, for years. And finally, maybe they're turning it around. Maybe they can do something this year. That's what the hype was coming into the season. They didn't really add much, though. They didn't add much that really elevated this team. The defense wasn't good enough, whatever. And Pavia truly didn't play that well. I mean, the stats show that he played pretty well, but I think a lot of those were just padded in the lesser competition games. Out of the 3 games I watched, you wouldn't be able to tell that this guy threw for as many yards he did this season. I would like to go back and see also what percentage of his throws were considered turnover-worthy passes. Because based off this film, I wouldn't be shocked if it was well over 10. Like if it was over 10%. It's pretty bad based on this film, and it's just some arrogance and whatnot, and you don't love to see it. I don't think he's gonna ever start a game, and if he does, it's because the first 2 quarterbacks on the team get hurt. I think he'll go undrafted because of the antics. I think that it seems like nowadays that this front offices just don't like somebody who talks a lot, and you can see that consistently. Like you said with Shador, there are other players in the past at different positions as well. they are more likely to draft a player that is a criminal than someone who is talking bad and is not a good guy in the locker room. So that's the unfortunate reality of it.
All right,
but
I'm keeping things short here.
Hold on, Reed. 1 sec. I would like to say something.
No, you're good.
So
you're good.
he had 12 turnover balls this year, according to PFF. That would be a 2.5% per pass, or sorry, just like out of his total. And this Alabama game, he 4 of them came, so a third of them in just this one game. So, and he's also by far his worst graded game this year. So, I mean, we could be taking a look at like him at his absolute worst, right? So it is just like something worth noting. I do think what we've been saying, he's just not good, but that is something to note. Reed?
Yeah, I do think QB inflation is a real thing. I do think a team is probably going to draft Diego Pavia. Should a team draft Diego Pavia? I think not. NFL comp, I'm getting a mix of Lynn Bowden Jr. and Tim Tebow with the side of Johnny Manziel. I do player comps. This guy, Lynn Bowden Jr. is a little harsh. But what?
Okay, wait. You need to chill though, bro. Let's be real though. He was in the Heisman conversation. Like,
yeah. Okay.
Like,
and
he's not Lynn Bowden,
I
bro.
do see the Tim Tebow though. His passing ability will not suffice in the NFL. He drops back too far. It's going to lead to a high pressure rate. His escapability is fine, but he thinks he's a lot better at escaping than he is. He has horrible throwing angles on the run. Like, I don't even. It's kind of turned into like a dogpiling. But to be completely honest, I'm not saying a lot of these critiques as like jokes. Some of them I am, but a lot of these are like genuine concerns. He does not have a game that translates to the NFL. We talk about that with like some guys. His game doesn't translate, period. I mean, I think we're kind of done with the small quarterback thing with a mobile. I think Kyler Murray was probably our last, or, you still have Bryce Young, I guess. But, I mean, Bryce Young is 10 times the quarterback that Diego
heck of a lot more of a
is.
thrower.
Yeah, easily.
And he still doesn't translate to a great thrower in the NFL either. Do we want to go to our overall thoughts now on Pavia?
I thought we did. I mean,
okay. I mean, we basically are there.
We just kind of, I mean, if
you
want to
guys
shoot
doing?
for another 5 minutes, that's fine.
He'll be firing up that LinkedIn thing.
I could see
CFL might be calling.
I
can see him being like a really shitty rapper.
Oh my gosh. We have to cut that. We actually have to cut that.
I cursed. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, that's fine. That's not even professional. Nirvana Sports would not approve of that.
All right, anyways, okay. I honestly think Pavia's probably gonna go in the 6th round, 2 undrafted. He might go undrafted just based on teams just not liking him. I do think he could be a quarterback that just sticks around as a QB3. Like, guys, Tim Boyle is on a roster every year. What does Diego Pavia like worse than that? Like, I just think Pavia has a chance to stick around. That's all I got. Sorry for the Tim Boyle straight, but
Tim Boyle has a long neck though, so like he's tall.
Tim Boyle knows how to stand in a
pocket. I do think I'm being a bit harsh on Pavia though. Like, the film isn't great, and maybe I should look at a couple of the other games where he did play a little bit better. South Carolina film wasn't great. The Mizzou film wasn't great. I didn't walk away from those really being impressed by really anything he did. There was a couple plays in there I was like, that's solid. And then there was other plays like that play right there where he just threw in triple coverage. I wasn't even trying to make that point, but it's just it's not always great. I think he could end up being like a flyer. Someone wants to switch him into a gadget type of player. Haynes King, I think, is a better version just based on the facts that he is taller and he is stronger and he's just as good, if not better, of a runner. The injury history, though, would concern me with Haynes King, whereas a lot of other stuff like passing, size, antics, and everything else would kind of worry me with Pavia. But I do think, again, QB inflation, like you said, is a real thing. It's just going to be dependent on if somebody wants to take a chance on a 24-year-old quarterback. That's really what it's going to come down to, and the antics there. So, yeah, that's all I got.
I mean, is that it, we think?
I don't want to say anything else about him. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Reed is done. Well, on that note, we'll end the video here. Thank you all for watching the third episode of the Film Don't Lie podcast. I'm your host again, Colin King, joined by Richie and Reed, and we are very, very happy to have Milvon Sports sponsoring us here. And thank you to them for everything that they've done to help us out and get this fired up. This has been the quarterback class overview part 2. Next week or later this week, we will have the mock draft up, and then we will get into running backs. We'll start, chipping away at those.
Yeah.
So
with the guest too.
tuned.
We're gonna have a special
hit
guest.
that like and subscribe button down below, and we will see you all next time.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Have a wonderful night, y'all.